morning to you Kenyan citizens, karibu sana. This is the current affairs segment. It is your trusted source for the latest news, insightful discussions and impactful stories shaping our nation and beyond. I'm Angela Kabete, and together with Kimotho we'll dive into the latest headlines and uncover the truth behind the news of what has been happening, that is in our country and beyond. So make sure that you stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. Kimotho, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You're blessed?
Kabisa.
Salimia watazamaji.
Kuwasalimia na kuwakaribisha kwenye show. Kuambiwa kae tu pale tuangalie ni yapi ambayo yako leo kwa gazeti.
Ni yapi yaliyomo?
Yes.
Because you have news stories each and every day.
Yeah.
And it is always a norm to give you that is the verse of the day, and it comes from that is 1 Corinthians 12 verse 26 to 27, and this is what it says. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. Verse 27, now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. Wow, I love the verse. No, inaanza kisema if one part suffers. So it brings this aspect here, unity in suffering and joy. That when one member of the body of Christ suffers, the whole community is affected. You know, alafu, and likewise, when one member is honored or celebrated, the entire community shares that joy. And then it continues and says that every part rejoices with it. So it means that believers are spiritually connected, just like the whole body is connected, you know. If one part is affected, hiyo ingine yote is affected. Now inatuambia sisi kama Wakristo, we should have mutual care, we should love one another, we should be empathetic to each other, you know. We should, you know, tupendane, tuwe na umoja. That is what the verse of today is saying. You know, you should show compassion to each and, you know, to each and every believer out there. You know, what's your take on this, Mr. Kimotho?
And you know, we need each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Hiyo ndio ile kitu ambayo hiyo verse inasema. And we should also stop the blame game. Yeah, because even if you blame the other person and yet you are together, inamaanisha failure ikikuja to one of you, itamu affect. So we need each other. Yes.
So this is a call for unity and support as Christians and believers. And now let's get over to what has been happening, because the news stories each and every day that is in our country and beyond. I have my Daily Nation with me.
I have the Standard newspaper.
And on the Daily Nation, these are some of the highlights of what we'll be checking out. We'll be checking matters to do with legal and crimes, matters to do with connected with the protest that has been happening in our country, connected with the Gen Z. Then we'll be checking politics. Tutaangalia UDA party. They'll be checking that is the education sector, and then tutaangalia matters to do with the NTSA. What about you?
Naona kuna issue of security. Pia naona hapo kuna some statement from the president, na pia kwa treasury, yeah, and some bit of politics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with your Standard.
Unakumbuka kulikuwa na ile issue ya ule mwalimu ambaye alikuwa anaitwa Albert Ojo. Na at that time kulikuwa na investigations ambazo zilikuwa zinaendelea. And we remember very well that is there was a letter that the DIG aliweza kutoa na akasema he has a step aside. But you know, wakati sasa alikuwa na pia na kutoa mambo yake, yeye alisema that is yeye hakuondoka because there was no allegation. There was no misconduct ambayo iliweza kutolewa, na yeye alikuwa ameomba that is leave. So ukiangalia it is you know, a very interesting story. Naona pia imeangaziwa hapa kwa Standard, that is now the Standard hapa wameandika the big con. So deputy, that is Inspector General of Police, that is Eliud Langat, that is now kulikuwa na ile barua ambayo alikuwa ameandika ya ku step aside upon investigation. And in June 16, the statement, Langat announced he had opted to step aside to allow investigation to proceed. But fresh court findings revealed a different story, that he merely applied for an 18-day annual leave which was approved the same day by the DIG. So it's a very interesting story because watu walikuwa wanajua ya kwamba yeye step aside so that the investigation can continue. So hii ni kitu ambayo ili emerge jana, na according to him the application was made voluntarily and in a good faith, in line with the principles of public accountability, institutional integrity and preservation of public confidence in the police service. So anasema, I reiterate that there was no misconduct on my part, no disciplinary process has been initiated against me by the National Police Service or any other competent body. So the leave was not a resignation, nor did I constitute abandonment of a cessation of office within the meaning of article that is kulingana, that is na constitution. Na hapo ameweza kuiquote. So he claims that his statement to the public was merely communication of a temporary absence. So that is what now he was able now to say. So nakumbuke now that is kuna wale ambao prosecution imekuwa ikiendelea, na tumekuwa tukiona that is kuna kuna ambaye anaitwa Mukwana, na pia tukiangalia hapa, na pia kuna taalamu among others ambao wanakuwa interdictory with that case. So it's very interesting because tulikuwa tumefikiria that is kulingana ile statement, kwa tunajua kwamba yeye step aside, but kumbe alichukua the annual leave ndio aweze kuondoka. So inamaanisha wakati mtu anasema ameondokea kidogo, iko na different meaning and different terms. Unafikiria tukipata kitu kama hicho kwa tunaenda tunachambua vizuri, tunaangalia inamaanisha nini, because unaona sasa haya yamechipuka baadaye ya hiyo kesi wakati limekuwa ikiendelea. Yes.
And now the question is this: what is the impact of the leave? Did the people get justice when walifanya atoke? Because you remember the key actors ni kina that is Alberto Juang and also the Gen Z protesters. Did they get that justice?
Kiangalia hapa, that is ambayo naona hapo ameandika chronology of events. On June, that is on 17th, Mukwana revealed damning details in the ongoing investigation. On June 20, Eliud Matinda seeks to have the court find there is no law allowing stepping aside. Pia on June 23rd, Director of Public Prosecution approves murder charges against Alam, Mukwana and Kimani. Then so yeah, so kuna hawa ambao that is now wamekuwa charged with murder.
Okay.
Yeah, so the case is still going on.
Let's see what will happen, and tusikie maoni ya wananchi ni yapi. Walikuwa najua ameresign ama ameenda leave, watuambie.
Yeah, unajua that's what tulikuwa nasema, that is each and everything to be done accordingly to each and everyone, because this hii sio kifo ambayo tu ilifanyika, kuna vifo ambao zimefanyika mingi sana. So if these investigations can continue, it can reveal so much to the public, and also at the same time it can also prevent a lot of things from happening in future.
Yeah, I also agree with that. And also a story related to that is page 4 of the Daily Nation. They're saying demonstrations, MP moves to court, accuses the government of using Prevention of Terrorism Act to silence critics. And then they're saying 7 protesters slapped with new terrorism related charges. And they're saying the state will prefer terror-related charges against 7 young people arrested in Machakos County during the Sabasaba protest demonstrations that happened in July. And then wanasema that the 6 men and a woman were arrested in Kidhimani in Machakos yesterday, soon after prosecution dropped arson and malicious damage charges against them. This ili happen. You remember ile time ya maandamano that is ya Sabasaba protest, which was iliharibiwa sana. So can you say it's a good thing that they have been arrested and charges watapatiwa charges?
Yeah, kwa sababu unajua kuna ile damage ambayo ilifanyika, na lazima kuwe na watu ambao wako accountable. But at the same time also now we should also not misuse the constitution mandate, because unajua kuna wengine wanakuwa charged with terrorism, that is charges, and it really needs to be defined very well, the issue of terrorism and the issue now pia ya the other damages ambazo ziko pale, because unajua pia kuna wengine wanafaa kuwe charged na arson, because unajua kuna difference between arson na pia terrorism. So hizi vitu zote zinafaa zikuwe defined vizuri sana ndio iweze kueleweka what has been happening. Because pia nikiangalia hapa kuna kwa standard page 11 kuna that is kuna ule MP na one journalist ambao waliweza kushikwa na wakakuwa charged na hizo charges za terrorism. So anaitwa that is Manyata MP na journalist ambaye anaitwa that is James ni wa Citizen. So waliweza kushikwa na wanakuwa charged. Now pia they have sued the DPP and the IG na DCI in the case filed yesterday. And kwa sababu unajua wamekuwa kiusona pia wakaenda that is pia wakawashtaki pale sababu ya the abuse of a Prevention of Terrorism Act and illegal use of a criminal justice system to silence those against the government. So pia na wameweza kurudi pale kotini because pia unajua pia now they feel that also their rights ilikuwa violated na pia zile charges ambao walichargewa nazo hazikuwa zinafaa. So you can see also it's also a battle of our constitution. Pia na wanajaribu ku exercise their constitution very well, but at the same time wale ambao walihusika na those damages wanafaa watu wakuwa apprehended so that now we can avoid such things in future.
And also June mambo mingi may happen in June is Kimotho, because this is the timeline of key events to those who don't know what you're talking about. That is June 9th 2025 kulikuwa na protest that was organized by the Gen Z. Then in June 17 a man was shot by the police at a close range, ilifanya kukuwa na protest. Then June 25 kulikuwa na anniversary of the 2024 finance bill protest, in around 16 counties, and at least clashes, at least 19 protesters were injured. And then July 7th kulikuwa na Sabasaba day yenye watu walikuwa wamefanya maandamano na kulikuwa na approximately 31 deaths and 100 people were wounded. That is what happened. And tulisema they find better ways, maandamano si solution ya kila kitu.
Yes,
they find better ways. There is dialogue, tumeona ikitumika, and can you say it has worked?
It is also one part of the process. Na pia ambao pia pengine hawataridhika nayo, pia kuna the other constitution process ambayo ni through the ballot. And on other stories, let's dive into politics. That is page 1 of the Daily Nation. Game plan 2027 political realignments rock the ruling party, that is UDA. And this is what they're saying. UDA big wins plot exodus. Exodus inamaanisha kutoka. And already in the siege from a rebel faction allied to ousted Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the woes of the governing United Democratic Alliance are set to worsen, with the top 4 loyalists, including the Senate Majority Whip, joining the rebellion. A man tasked with whipping members to toe the line has declared the party dead. Is UDA dead? We have the president there. What do you have to say about that? I don't know if it is dead or I don't know the description ambayo inaweza patiwa, but we can all see the fallout of the elected leaders na pia from the members of that party themselves. Na nafikiri is just a start. Pengine bado kutakuwa na more fallout kwa sababu najua politically ndio naona watu wanajipanga. Yes. And
we don't know what will happen, but unajua hizi vitu zote zili happen after, it feels like it happen after the Rigathi Gachagua ametoka. Yes. This is when all the drama happened. Can you say basi he was kind of influential that he is in UDA?
Unajua in everywhere kuna wale ambao wako na mtazamo tofauti na wakati nao kulikuwa na hiyo that is a impeachment. So kuna wale ambao walitoka kwa sababu ya yale mtazamo ambayo yalikuwa pale. Kuna wale wengine pia wametoka kwa sababu ya kuangalia vile mambo yanaendelea. So kila mtu amekuwa na mtazamo, but fallout kabisa ilionekana after now the impeachment of the former deputy president. Wengine sawa waliweza kuondoka. And you can see at a glance this is what they have violated. Important dates
dates in Kenya's political calendar. So in June 1st, the date Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire accused senior state officials of plotting her downfall, and then Deputy President quickly called a meeting with the governor and later said he and leaders in Embu are in good terms. So that is number one. That is in June 1st. Then in July 10th, 2025, the day Kiharu MP Dindi Nyoro accused the top government officials of arrogance and impunity. Then June 11th, 2025, when Nyali MP Mohammed Ali criticized the shoot to kill order orders to police by government officials. Then in wanasema alafu tena bado wameka hapo 2027 the Kenya holds general election. The last one was in 2022. That is what they've said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, angalia sasa unajua sasa kuna ile difference of ideas, different of kulingana na mtazamo. Then pia kuna watu ambao wana feel ya kwamba according now to the way things they are moving on, especially pia after the demonstration pia ya what happened last year. So kumekuwa na hiyo fallout kulingana na kila mtu na mtazamo wake tofauti. Yes. Yeah,
and they say many leaders in Mount Kenya have gravitated towards Gachagua while others are trooping to former Interior CS Fred Matiang'i. Yeah, that is what they're saying. So can you say the impact in italeta watu kutoka Mr. Kimotho, can it weaken that is UDA's national cohesion?
And that's why the president has been reaching out to other areas. Yes.
Na bado akisema ni kona baraka za baba.
Yes, that is when, kwa sababu unajua kukiona fallout hawezi kaa tu pale. Sasa naye pia amejaribu kutafuta watu wa ngome nyingine ili aweze kupata na ile support. So the question is, and anajua watu watangojea kuona kama bado UDA itakuwa kwenye debe ama watachange chama ama watachange colors ama watachange jina nyingine ama kutakuwa na another merge. So hiyo ndio ambayo watu wanangojea kuona, but fallout imekuwa na advantage now to other parties ambazo zimekuwa zikiupcome. Kuna Jubilee, kuna DCP, kuna DAP na yale mengine. Yes.
So let's see what will happen, because it feels like it is an opportunity for the oppositions.
Yeah. Indeed.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and still into politics, that is page 6. Mtu mwenye ameko hapa, that is the Azimio leader. Wameka the ODM leader Raila Odinga, and they say interview building bridges initiative constitutional reform process sought to address governance and electoral issues. So kwa watu wenyewe kwa najua kazi ya BBI ndio imesema. And then they're saying Raila, I did not this is what the former prime minister said, I did not benefit from the handshake deal. Wananchi mnafikiria, do you think that is true? I did not benefit from a handshake deal, and they're saying contrary to the perception that he struck a backroom deal, Raila claims the partnership was solely about pursuing national reforms, just like the broad-based government. Agenda yake ni ya kuleta peace in our country, one of the agendas. That is what they're saying. Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga has dismissed claims that he personally benefited from the political truce with former President Uhuru Kenyatta, insisting that he did not secure any government positions or personal gains during the handshake era. Kwa hivyo can we say that anasema hivi because ako part of the broad-based government and is benefiting? I don't know, because you remember your time walikuwa yeye Uhuru and the former prime minister na the current president alikuwa ametengwa.
We don't know the actual terms and condition during the handshake period because it was not laid out completely, but we can see the benefits ambazo the former prime minister amekuwa enjoy in a broad-based government. The support that he was given by the state wakati alikuwa anapigania the AU position, and the resources, the money that was used in support of that, kwa sababu alikuwa anazunguka akivisit different president in Africa, and that was not from his pocket. And at the same time pia we can also see him enjoying the state that is ile state commemoration ambayo anapatiwa akienda mahali nini, the convoy and everything ambayo anapatiwa saa hiyo. And also we can also him enjoying because there are some members of ODM ambao they are CS and other advisors and PS, and also pia on him also at the same time he's also enjoying because the daughter pia ni MP wa East African, that is ni MP wa East African Parliament kule, and also other family members ambao pia wamekuwa kienjoy pale, so there are benefits ambazo wameenjoy during now this government and regime.
And I feel people should, leaders wache kutumia Gen Z as the reason to everything that is happening. Mtu akitaka kuingia uongozini anasema Gen Z, because I can see Mr. Odinga described his collaboration with Dr. Ruto as response to last year's wave youth-led anti-government protests. So because they're saying that is the collaboration, what led to the collaboration is what happened last year, maandamano. Solution imeleta impact gani? Because the Gen Z protests zimekuwa ziki happen over and over again.
Unajua what the politicians have been doing, they have tried to take the advantage of the Gen Z.
I agree.
Because there was nowhere the politicians planned. In fact, they were caught unaware of what the Gen Z had planned. The Gen Z planned everything by themselves. They organized everything by themselves. But unfortunately, the politicians will always come and try to ride on what has been happening.
Yeah, which is not good.
Yeah, even the issue of the broad-based government, they came joyriding on the on what the Gen Z had did, and ukiangalia kwa nini hawakuwa wameshikana before that, so walikuja kushikana after. So it means that politicians sasa wamepata a way out of now trying to reach out now to the Gen Z, and yet they are not implementing what the Gen Zs want. Yes.
Using this, wakisema the Gen Z are leaderless, so let's be the role models. That is what they're saying out here.
Yes.
Also, in addition to that, this is what the former Prime Minister said: none of my people were appointed in Uhuru's government. What did I get? That is the question that he asked. I got nothing, said the ODM leader, while further clarifying that President Kenyatta's only support came during 2022 general election, a gesture Mr. Odinga said was not transactional. And then akasema Uhuru was going. He said he will support me, and he did. That was the only thing that happened. So how would I compromise with Uhuru? I did not compromise with him, Mr. Odinga explained.
Called politics.
Politics, yeah.
And they were the only two ambao walikuwa pale wakazungumza yale ambao waliweza kuzungumza.
Wao chini wanajua.
Hatukujua sisi, tuliona wametoka pale Harambee House, wakakuja wakafanya handshake na wakaongea mambo ya peace, ndio ilikuwa pale. And we saw the former president akisupport now the former prime minister na akamsupport vizuri. And the former president, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, went against the sanction of his region, that is from Mount Kenya. And the former prime minister, knowingly the harsh condition ambazo zilikuwa pale politically, so the former president stood with him completely. So hiyo pia is also a gratitude that she anafaa give back, because it was not that easy. Na pia kuna resources pia ambazo zilitumika, so hata pia bado wali benefit. And the only thing that is happening ni terms and condition of the benefits ndio zina differ, because kuna yale ambao walizungumza hiyo wakati, na pia kuna yale ambao pia yanaonekana wakati huu. Na pia ukumbuke nao waliweza kuungana wakati nao, that is ilikuwa term ya mwisho ya the former president. Na hii pia nao ni the beginning of the term ya the current president ambao tuko naye, so inalingana na the bargaining power na yale ambao umeekelea kwa meza. Yes.
So can you say because the former president Uhuru Kenyatta supported him, pia yeye anapeana ule mkono kwa sababu alisema he'll support the current president till 2027?
So that's what tunasema, because unajua pia haizi sema there are so much maybe ambayo haku benefit, but kuna yale ambayo aliweza ku benefit na ilionekana waziwazi.
Yeah, hadharani.
Yes, exactly. No, unajua sasa the bargaining part of it ni kwamba yeye alikuja sasa kushikana naye wakati wa term yake ilikuwa inaelekea. So that is a difference between yale benefits ambayo anapatana nayo wakati sasa term kama hii ambayo iko pale. Then at the same time unajua pia mambo sio the same. Maybe baada ya kufanya ile handshake, pengine alikuja ka realize maybe ninge forward hii na hii na hii na hii pale. So kwa sababu unajua mtu anaenda akirevuka, maybe now round hii sasa naye akirevuka akasema na mimi sasa wakati wa round hii pia ningetaka nifanye vile ambavyo nilifanya from 202, that is no from 207, wakati kulikuwa na ile tulikuwa naita nusu mkate. Aliweza kupatia some ministers ambao walikuwa pale. So kuna benefits ambazo walipata during the regime of former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, na pia kuna benefits ambazo sasa saizi ana enjoy on the current president. Yes,
but it feels like zote ni nusu mkate. Is the only thing that is making the difference in the names.
It's just the terminology ndio ina change to each and every time. Ile wakati kulikuwa na nusu mkate ilikuwa pale, kulikuwa na handshake ambayo ilikuwa pale, raundi sasa tunasikia ni broad-based government
involving Kenyans.
Yeah. So it's just the same way. Yeah.
Okay. And you have something to add on that before talking about politics?
So something that tunaweza ongezea hapo ni some comments ambayo ninaona imeangazia hapa na the newspaper. Rito blame game on protest and alleged sponsors of violence. So president accuses parent of not bringing up their children properly. He said the youth engaging in protest need guidance. So the president that is William Ruto and kuna hizi comment ambazo aliweza kufanya pale, the terrorism capacity to that is reinvent themselves in such that the president is not sure on who to blame for framing the protest. So since 2023 he has blamed former president that is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Wakati waliingia walianza kumblame, pia akablame that is the Ford Foundation kwa sababu ya kusponsor the protest, na pia akablame the opposition leader, and now sasa na blame now the parents. So last Sunday the president claimed parents failure to contribute to violence protest witnessed in their country, as he criticized Kenyans for neglecting their duty to guide and discipline their children. This was his third attempt to criticize the issue nationwide, according to the protest ambazo zilikuwa pale. Every parent including me, that is what he said. I take time to parent my children, and so must everybody. So the police are trained to deal with criminals. They are not trained in parenting. Let us not misuse or abuse our children by inciting them to cause violence or destroy property. Asiyefunzwa na mzazi wake hufunzwa na nemeko dash.
Watu wajaze hiyo.
Yes.
But can you say he's questioning the styles of parenting?
I don't know. I don't know now his remark on that. But unajua sasa, for example, kuna yule mtoto ambaye alishutiwa akiwa nyumbani akiwa na TV. So how does that
connect to parenting?
To parenting.
Yeah.
There are so many other things. Sasa for example kama Albert Ojwang alishikwa akiwa na mzazi wake wakikula lunch. So how do you now hii statement itaendaje nao kwa the father? Kuna wengine nao wamekuwa abducted na mambo yale mengine. Na ukiangalia sasa just in the case of Albert Ojwang, he just screenshot the headline of a newspaper na akaiweka pale. So ni makosa gani yeye alifanya? So ukiangalia nao hizi statements sasa pia zimekuwa na lot of criticism, because sasa kuna ile blame game ambayo imekuwa pale. And na hakuna action ambayo imekuwa ikipatikana pale. Unajua sasa kumekuwa na mambo mengi ambayo yamekuwa pale, mambo ya abduction, mambo ya hijacking na mambo yale mengine ambayo yamekuwa yakionekana. So it cuts across board, not only now to the parents and also now to the system that we depend on. Yes.
I'm wondering why didn't he question the police kwa mambo ya accountability? At least angewaambia be accountable while dealing with people out there.
Yeah, because also he's saying pia hapo kiangalia vizuri, every parent including me, I take time to to parent my children. And so must everybody else. So wakati walitoa the order to shoot, police wa shoot kwa miguu. Unajua those are some of the statement ambazo zinaangalia pale, because sasa yeye mwenyewe pia amesema, hata yeye mwenyewe pia amejiga kwa ile kikao. Ni tangu waingie, ni initiative gani ambayo amewaifanya ya ku collect all the youth to State House aweze kuongelesha, na sasa si kuongelesha in terms of political agendas, kuweza kuwafuatia guidance. Ni program gani ambayo imekuwa ikionekana that is ya kuweza kusupport hawa na youth? So for example, kama that is kuna kama kazi mtaani aliingia akaitoa, which is one of the initiative ambayo ilikuwa inasaidia wale wana youth. So na pia tumekuwa tukiona that is pia kuna mambo ya drug and abuse. What effort ambayo tunaona ikifanyika pale. So pia they should also now talk the walk. Yes,
instead ya question, because they are questioning na wanafanya blame game, which is not good at all. And
also anafaa jue that is kikatiba, mtoto akifikisha 18 years huyo ni mtu mzima. Yes,
so mambo ya parenting hapo
sasa hiyo ni kitu ambayo anafaa kumbuke, because hao ambao walikuwa wanaenda ku demonstrate watu ambao wamemaliza colleges, university,
they are Kenyan citizens.
They are Kenyan citizen, so they have the right mind, and also now they can exercise their rights correctly. Na pia inafaa iangalie vizuri sana, because pia hapa angesema kuna wale watoto ambao walikuwa wanaenda ku exercise their rights very pale kwa street. So pia angetoa pia sanction ya protection against the goons ambao pia wanatumika, because you can also see politicians trying to misuse our youth by the militia groups ambao tumekuwa tukiona pale kama goons. So inamaanisha pia the government itself inafaa pia ikuwe mstari wa mbele, instead now ya kujaribu kublame. Wanafaa wa empower the parents, waweze kuwasaidia, because wanafaa kama kuna the solution ya ku minimize the issue of unemployment ambayo imekuwa pale, na kujaribu kutafuta other ways and other things ambayo iko pale. Yes,
unajua ni kama kusema hawa watoto nyoko kwa barabara wajui wanachokifanya, they need to be parented well.
So it raises a lot of questions, because so how do you explain to a parent ambaye ameraise mtoto, amemsomesha, amempeleka pale, then sasa huyu mtoto sasa amefika mahali sasa anafaa jitafutie, na wakati anajitafutia akiangalia akiona kuna makosa mahali fulani, so unajua sasa huyu ameshaondoka mikononi mwa mzazi. Yes.
Oh my God. We want to hear from Kenyan citizens out there. Monia Koniapi, from that statement that was given out by the president. Please talk to us on 0799 200 100. That is our WhatsApp number. And still on social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah Tv Kenya. Hashtag NURU Current Affairs. We'll be so glad to hear from you. Yeah, and on other stories away from that, matters to do with the NTSA. NTSA has no control over own portal, says the Auditor General. And I say my authorities' lack of control exposes a crucial services on data breaches and leakages. And the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, has no control over the recently rolled out Transport Integrated Management System, UNITWA TIMS, which it uses to manage various transport-related services, such as vehicle registration and transfer of ownership, exposing it to revenue leakages and data breaches. That statement will talk from that is the Auditor General Nancy Gathongo revealed that NTSA workers have limited access to the systems that functionalizes despite the agency paying 186 million for the new online portal. So they're saying that hawana control over it. What will happen?
Sometimes ukisikia stories zingine unashikwa na wasiwasi, because whenever they are saying they have no control, then who is having control?
Swali ni nani sasa?
Yes, because hao ndio wako in charge pale. And it very surprisingly, because also the same issue inafanyika kwa e-citizen platform. The PS, that is PS or Treasury, ambaye anaitwa Chris Kipto, alikuwa ameapia kwa the National Assembly Public Accounts Committee yesterday, ambayo that is ilikuwa inamuuliza maswali, and this came up during the section in which that is a General Shadrack ambayo appeared but was unable to disclose how much the state law office collect in revenue through the e-citizen. So yule ambaye anahusikana nayo pia hakusema, na pia the e-citizen platform does not give us a report on how much the state law office collects for such services. So these are some of his response. And it is only right that the principal secretary appears before the committee to shed the light on what has been happening. So pia hapa now also the treasury inasema hii haipokei zile pesa ambazo zinapitia through e-citizen. Basi hizo pesa zinaenda wapi? Reserve in control. So it's very unfortunate ya kwamba pia upande wa NTSA they are crying of the same issues. Yeah.
And from this statement here, the Auditor General amepeana, when it comes to the smart driving license project, kulikuwa na mismanagement, and a 2024 Auditor General revealed that 1.2 billion discrepancy in NTSA account linked into its smart driving license initiative. And then kwa mambo ya Teams fraud, in the late 2023, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation arrested 11 suspects, including 3 NTSA employees, over fraud ring manipulating Teams matters to do with finance na mambo ya logbook. So where are we heading as a country? And you know the people involved in this, that is the Auditor General mwenye amepeana hizo statement, the author of audits. Then we have the NTSA Director General, that is George Njau. And then we have the DCI and the anti-corruption. So we're waiting to hear watasema nini.
Yeah, it's very unprofessional.
Very.
Wakati tunaona that is a very key crucial arms of government kama NTSA, because unajua pia kuna ile pesa ambao wana collect another platform kama that is ya e-citizen na zile pesa ambayo ina collect. So it's very unfortunate ya kwamba kuna mambo ambayo yanaendelea pale. Unajua hizi ni some of the sectors ambazo zinaleta revenue. Yeah, so it is also now upon the KRA, kwa sababu pia wanahusikana na mambo ya collection of revenues, waweze kuingilia kati na ijulikane ni nini hasa inafaa kufanyika, because ni vibaya sana Wakenya wanajitolea pale, wanatimiza masharti yote ambayo serikali inasema, then at the same time wakati kuna watu ambao wanafaa sasa hizi resources zote wazipange vizuri, zinakuwa misused.
This because unajua the impact inaleta consequences mingi, alafu tena kutakuwa na reduced trust.
And also very discouraging.
Itafanya
sasa watu waanze kutafuta mambo ya mkato ama mambo mengine, ama wanaacha kufanya mambo mengine wanaacha nayo pale, and at the same time the loss bado itakuwa tu ni kwa government, kwa sababu allocation ya revenue ita reduce. Yes.
So I hope they will work on this.
Yeah.
And so that kusikuwe na mistrust between that is the citizens and the systems that you have that is in our country.
Yes.
So that any system ikikuwa introduced, Kenyans will embrace it. Yeah. Away from that, you have something?
Now, another issue from IBC statement. Why frustrated Kenyans cannot recall MPs? So kuna watu ambao wamekuwa kusema mbunge wetu tutamrecall. Now the IBC wameconfirm ya kwamba that one is not possible. So IBC secretary, that is Marjan, has no clear recall law after the key Election Act section were declared illegal. So the Independent Electoral and Boundary Commission, that is the IBC chairperson, that is Erastus Ethicon, confirmed that they have so far received 4 requests, but clarified that the outcomes will depend on the merit. It is the right of every Kenyan to exercise the right to recall under the Constitution as IEBC. We will be there to do that which we can, or which the law allows us. That is the IEBC chairperson, that is anasema. In section that is 45 to 48 of the Election Act provide grounds in which members of parliament may be recalled, and procedures to be followed as provided under the section under the Act, Article 104 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. In this case, the Member of Parliament refers to both member of the National Assembly and the Senate. So that is what now he explained. So that is subsequently the High Court in Nairobi constitutional petition number 209 and of 2016 formally, that is kulikuwa na ile petition ambazo zilikuwa that is zimewekwa pale and section 48 to be meaningless and failing short of the constitution imperative article, that is 104 of the constitution, and the court declared the section 45 and over the Election Act disciplinary and therefore unconstitutional. So we know that there are challenges all in implementation of the recall cause of stipulated under the Election Act, as Parliament is yet to revise the provision relating to the recall of members of Parliament. That is what now he was able now to explain. So he also noted that the case exposed legal gaps in the recall clause, particularly regarding now the grounds to recall. He explained the article vizuri sana ambayo ame-explain pale. So ukiangalia kuna hiyo petition ambayo pia ilikuwa imeenda pale, na pia kotini ikasema kuna kulingana na ile mswada ambao ulikuwa umeko pale in terms of discipline, it is also unconstitutional. So wale watu ambao maybe wamekuwa wakijaribu nao kufanya the recalling pia wanafaa waangalie now, they should now seek more advice on on the issue now of recalling their members of Parliament, vile the constitution imesema, na pia also the verdict now pia of of the court. Kwa sababu unajua pia that is you're supposed unajua kuna ile mswada ambayo inakuwa pale, huwezi recall your member of Parliament ama your elected leader kama 2 years ijafika. So 2 years kwa sababu already imeshapita, sasa kuna ile sanction ambayo pia mnaweza forward pale. Na kuna ile that is the form ambayo huwa inachukuliwa pale kwa IEBC, then mnaenda mna collect signatures kule kwa ground, na hizo signatures lazima zikolektiwe na yule ambao ni voter wa that area. So ukiangalia sasa kuna hii mambo bado nafikiria bado inaendelea, na nafikiria bado kuna ile interpretation, but as things stands right now the IEBC cannot now initiate that process. Hata kama mtapatia form muendelee pale, bado kuna hiyo interpretation ambayo inafaa itolewe vizuri ya constitution niweze kuwa well defined. Because mko tukiona watu wakisema tuta recall our members of Parliament, so they should seek more legal advice of what has been happening, and also now try to seek now for other alternatives ambayo ziko pale ya kufanya the same thing.
And Mr. Kimotho, page 13 of the Daily Nation, hapa kuna cartoon, na ukiangalia kwa hii cartoon there is kuna mtu hapa imeandikwa discipline your kids or else. Hiyo statement haijamaliziwa. Alafu tena hii ni ile career ya mtoto, ile trolley ya kusukuma mtoto. Na watu wenye wamekalia hapa wamevaa shati ya green na yellow. Alafu pia yao imeandikwa shoot to kill.
Kuna mmoja anasema shoot to kill, kuna mwingine anainua mikono pale, that is we don't know what he is saying. Kuna mwingine anaenjoy pale, na pia ukiangalia kuna ule mwingine polisi naye anarungwa. Hawa wanasema haya wakienda upande huo mwingine, naye polisi naye anaenda upande ule mwingine. Na pia kuna yule ambaye anawasukuma akisema discipline your kids.
So ni nani anasema hiyo statement? Wananchi watafakari, alafu watuambie. That is on 07992000. Would love to hear from you. As we wind up, we have 1 minute. What do you have to tell the viewers?
Just to say thank you to our viewers, and also to to welcome them to the activities zenye tuko nazo this August. Kuna the School of Prayer and the School of Ministry ambayo ni vizuri wafanye booking. Na pia at the same time pia tuko na ile that is the interdenomination prayer ambayo itakuwa hapa 2nd of August. Itakuwa ya the pastors fellowship from Bahati and Subukia, na kila mtu amekaribishwa.
Watu wamekaribishwa, and for a revival to happen, God always raises remnants. So this is a call to every believer, to every Christian out there, to gather for the interdenominational prayer rally that has been hosted, that will be hosted by Bahati and Subukia Sub-County Pastors Fellowship. As Mr. Kimotho has said, it will be happening at Mizpah Prayer Center, Bahati, Nakuru. That is on 2nd of August. It will be on Saturday. It will be starting from 9 a.m. For more information, please contact that is 0711 395 570. I will be glad to help you. And also talking about the Mizpah School of Intercessory Prayer and Deliverance as well, it will be happening at Mizpah Prayer Center. And This way you get to learn mambo ya ukombozi, you get to learn about where you'll be having different modules. You'll be having module 1 where be taught about deliverance from bondages and curses. Alafu module 2 mnafundishwa mambo ya altars. You get to differentiate between godly and ungodly altars. Alafu module 3 be taught mambo ya spiritual warfare, you know. And then module 4 be taught about a new creation lifestyle, that is after you have been delivered. Now how are you supposed to live as a Christian? For more information, please contact 07-277-66553. Don't forget, this segment has been sponsored by Stack Institute and Driving School. The courses that they offer, that is cosmetology, hospitality courses, and driving courses. They have various branches in Nakuru County, but the main campus is in Joro Town on the Egerton Joro Road. If you're interested, please visit their website on www.stackinstitute.ac.ke and register online to get a 10% discount. Still, you can use their email, that is info@stackinstitute.ac.ke. My name is Angela Kabete. Till next time, God bless you abundantly. Bye bye.